Hey there, I'm Marvin, and welcome back to our playthrough of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. In our last episode, we concluded our mission on Noveria with a rather climatic confrontation with Matriarch Benezia, Liara T'Soni's mother. It was a rather hectic fight, but I think more importantly, we learned quite a few things about what's going on with the story here in Mass Effect 1. So after defeating Matriarch Benezia, she has this sort of lucid moment where she basically retains her old self, her good self, and she confides in Shepard and the team a bit about why Saren tasked her with going to Noveria. So as we learned already when we arrived on the planet, that there is Rachni on Noveria due to some work being done by a company called Binary Helix. And Matriarch Benezia was tasked to find the Rachni Queen that was birthed as a result, and take from her memories the location of the Mu Relay, which they know will eventually lead to the conduit. And why this whole rigmarole was necessary was that apparently the Mu Relay location was lost a long time ago because it got displaced by some kind of supernova event. So the Rachni, though, having lived in the galaxy for a long period of time, knew the true location of this relay, so Benezia was able to extract that information from the Queen. Now, again, we still don't know what the conduit is, why Saren is even looking for this thing, and more importantly, we also don't know where the conduit is. So we know the Mu Relay will gives you access to the conduit, but we didn't actually learn what system it's in, and relays provide transport to multiple systems, so we couldn't just go to the Mu Relay right now and get to the conduit. And as you can probably guess, we're going to learn that location in one of our other major missions. We also learned, I think quite critically, a little bit about something called indoctrination. So Benezia, was someone, a matriarch, a rather powerful authority figure within the Asari government, who, for whatever strange reason, turned on her government to work for this rogue specter, Saren. And we learned in those final moments that this was not really done willingly, that through some kind of power on his flagship Sovereign, Saren has the ability to turn the wills of those who follow him and force them to follow, whatever he says. And actually, if you dig a little bit deeper into the Mass Effect lore, I don't actually think this is said in the game, but in kind of the extended lore, Matriarch Benezia originally sought to go to Saren to basically temper his extremism, because he does tend to take pretty extreme actions in the way that he goes about conducting his Spectre activities, and she thought that she could be a more calming presence, but unfortunately did not anticipate the power of this sort of indoctrination effect from Sovereign, and eventually fell sway to his will. So that's something that we only just learned from fighting Matriarch Benezia, and is going to show itself throughout the entire series, this whole issue around indoctrination. So yeah, it was a pretty intense fight there, a lot learned, and afterwards we spent a bit of time checking in with Liara. She actually seems quite calm and good natured, or doesn't seem all too upset with her mother's passing, though. I think we'll dig a little bit more into that later on. So yeah, quite an episode. In this episode, we're gonna temper things down a little bit and mostly focus on some side missions that we can conclude. And time permitting, we'll maybe try to get a head start on the next major mission. Now, before we go ahead and head to our next destination, because we've completed a major mission, there's probably some more dialogue that we can have with our companion. So we'll head down to the engineering area to go and speak, with Wrex and so forth. So let's do that.
Commander, do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for a lost mass relay to who knows where, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. It's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Indeed.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, for justice. Maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't
he's an
a big
idealist.
focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled.
Oh, barf.
There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Ugh. So, there's a lot of history here behind how humanity discovers and develops biotics. I'm not going to fully go into it, though it is really interesting to read. You can definitely learn more about it on the wiki, but we'll go ahead and keep the conversation going.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
We have to depend on each other in combat. I like knowing what kind of man I have at my back.
I understand, ma'am. I won't let you down. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
Of course. But I don't enjoy it with everyone. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
Alright. And that's pursuing the relationship with Kaidan, though. We'll probably shut that down a little bit later. Okay, let's just head downstairs. Alright, what's going on, Garrus?
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Oh, gross.
So what was it?
Both, actually. but it took us a while to figure that out.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Saleon, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want krogan testicles?
Some krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage.
Goodness.
It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
Yikes.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Yeah? Go on.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Saleon's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Oh, that's gross.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
So, I'm going to take the Paragon option, but yeah, Garrus does have a point here.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Saleon?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Saleon, I want to be there when you find him.
Alright, and that's a special mission right there. And that's why we keep talking to them. What about Wrex?
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Salarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And
Seems
for
smart.
a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well...
Oh boy.
There are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Oh, pretty rough.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Who has it?
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Tonn Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Alright, so another unique side quest there. Let's finish up and see how Tally's doing.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Vakarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day, we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
And that's an important plot point to think about going into the Mass Effect 2 and 3.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Oh.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
Oh, it's pretty rough, and we'll learn a little bit more about Tally's father in the second Mass Effect.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
And it's interesting, given that we have the spacer background, you would wonder whether Shepard ran into any of the similar issues with her own mother being a prominent military figure. Alrighty, so we learned quite a few things from our chats with Wrex, Garrus, and Tally, and more importantly, we got a few side missions. So let's go and complete some of these personal side missions for Garrus and Wrex, and we're going to head to the galaxy map here, though I believe something else is going to trigger as soon as we open it.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
I'll take it in the comm room.
Alrighty, and that actually is a scripted event that occurs when you have completed 2 of the 3 major missions.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
I'm listening.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Virmire.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Virmire. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Alrighty. And so there's actually 4 major missions in Mass Effect 1. Virmire, though, does not pop up as an option until you've completed 2 of the major missions. And actually, even though the situation sounds rather urgent, there's a team stranded there that's trying to get reinforcements. You can actually just go ahead and complete Pharos before finishing off the last one in Virmire. But I think more for continuity's sake, we're going to go to Virmire first because it seems like their situation is a bit more urgent. Again, let's go and focus a bit on some side missions here. So again, the first one, let's see, we're going to help. Alright, we got Garrus's one here, and we got Wrex's one as well. Alright, Herschel System Kepler Verge, let's do that one. Alright, say goodbye to Noveria.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
How many casualties so far?
17 Marines were killed in the simulation exercises before we realized what had happened. That's when we contacted you. VI support is critical to our military success. They process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. But as advanced as this thing is at military strategy, it's still just a VI. It's not self-aware, and it's completely disengaged from any networks. That's where you come in. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core, and manually disable it.
Don't worry, Admiral. I'll take that thing out.
I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Alright, and that's actually another scripted event that we are waiting for. Completing that mission will actually allow us to acquire a specialization for Shepard that is dependent on what class you chose, which, in our case is Soldier. It's kind of useful. I would say maybe not the most, but it is, I guess, a main part of, I think, this playthrough. So we'll tackle that as part of this episode today. All right, going back to Garrus though, so we need to find Dr. Saleon, who's now going by Dr. Hart. And if you go into the Herschel system here, you can find this ship called MSV Fidel, and that's where we'll find him. Private owner Dr. Hart. So let's make sure that we take Garrus with us. And you'll find that the ship is suddenly overrun by all these strange creatures that basically look like husks.
Hostile contact!
So you just got... What was that last one here? Nope. It's a fairly easy fight.
We got them all, Shepard.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
Are you sure it's him?
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy! Please, don't let him do this to me.
We'll take him in, drop him off with the military.
But we have him. We can't let him get away. Not again.
If he dies, we'll never know what he's been up to, or how he did it. We'll take him in, interrogate him, and he'll serve his time.
Okay. You're right. You're a very lucky Salarian. You owe the Commander your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Let's take them out.
And so he dies anyway. What was the point of that?
You can't predict how people will act, Garrus, but you can control how you'll respond. In the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I ever met anyone like you, Commander. Well, I guess we're done here.
And there you go. That is definitely a common theme with Garrus. He, doesn't like red tape, wants to take the most direct approach, even when there is collateral damage, and Shepard is often here trying to rein him in a bit. In a rather ironic sense, I think if Shepard never meets Garrus, he probably ends up a lot like Saren, given his personality. And, oh, that's right, I didn't, oh, actually, hold on a second. I need to I got a few things I can open up, but I gotta... If I increase his decryption, now we can open up these little things to get some items. Whoa, this one looks... There we go. And take that. Awesome. All right. That was quite a nice haul there. Oh, nice weapon. This is still, I think, the best thing that we can get, but we can get some heavy armor here. Finally, something a little bit better. Oh, I gotta say, it's not very pretty though. All right, I think there was also something for Garrus, maybe. No Turian armor. Okay. What about amps? That looks fine. Alrighty. Let's... Oh, one more thing. Alright, let's go. Alrighty. Heavy armor is something that we get to use because we are a soldier. It will definitely make us a lot more survivable when we take on firefights. Alright. Alright, with that set, let's go ahead and take care of Wrex's as well. That one we need was Argos Row. There are so many. Where are you? Okay. And I think it's Phoenix. This one. Alright, we're gonna take Wrex. And let's bring Tally too. Alright, thankfully the base is very close to us. I'll say though, driving in the Mako is such a pain. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh no. Uh-oh. Alright, we're out.
Take out those hostiles!
Alright, let's go take him out.
This is the place. My armor's here somewhere.
God, stop moving. Oh, goodness gracious. Alrighty. That was an annoying fight.
Area secured.
Let's go get Wrex's armor. Oh, did we get something? Oh, even better. Alright. There we go. His armor might be upstairs. Actually, I didn't see. Let's see if Tally's got anything. Do you have a better thing now? No, still the same options. Alright. Here we go. Hopefully this is the armor.
This is it. I can't believe my ancestors ever wore this piece of crap, but at least I've got it back.
I'm glad we could help you get it back.
I might just be starting to like you, Shepard.
Alright. You're welcome, Wrex. And that's basically the last time we're going to play with Wrex and Garrus, because I personally prefer to use Liara and Tali. Alrighty. Okay, and then let's also go take care of that VI issue that Admiral Hackett told us about. And that you're going to find in our own system. On the moon. Let's see if we've leveled up any. A little bit. You know what, actually, maybe I'll hold off until. I'll hold off leveling up Shepard until we get her specialization activated. And we can just. Alrighty. Anyways, here we go. Here's the base, all the way up over there. Alright, when you finally arrive at the base, you're going to see 3 sets of structures, each with 2 turrets. So take out the turrets, and then you're going to take out the hostiles inside the structures one at a time. Yep. And it doesn't actually matter which one you tackle first.
Enemy contact.
That's one.
All targets eliminated.
Once you complete the fight, you got to go into these 2 rooms and shoot down these power conduits. That's one set. Alright, that's number 1.
All targets eliminated.
No, maybe we'll just grab this on the way out. Okay, on to the next one.
All targets eliminated.
There you go. Whoa. All right. Every time you take down a set, a new trap will appear. The first one was that toxic gas. This next one's going to be a bunch of shields that pop up in front. That block your way. You just kind of shoot them from the side. It's fine.
I think we're done here.
Alright, that's the second set. Yep, let's grab this one. Oh, I just missed it. There we go. Again, we're getting all these items so that we can sell them later. All right, now for the last one, let's go over here.
Over there.
The last one includes a lot of rocket drones, which can hurt quite a bit.
Good as new.
Yeah, these rocket drones can hurt a lot, so it's actually better to have your squad mates just hang out here and funnel them in. Oh, here they come. Nope, what are you doing, Tally? Stay over here.
Rally round.
All right.
Area secured.
Now, before you complete destroy the third set, it's good to make a save because that is, as soon as you destroy the last conduit, you are forced to choose your specialization, and you can't undo it. So, make sure you look up what specialization you want, destroy the last conduit, and then make your choice. Now we're going to face additional enemies. Nothing to really worry about, though.
It's over now.
Alright, this is where you make your save. Alright, specialization class achieved. Alright, you have a choice between a shock trooper and commando when you are a soldier. Personally, I like shock trooper because I tend to use the adrenaline ability a lot to reset my other abilities, and immunity is okay too, to increase your damage protection when you have lost your shields. So now if we go into our talents, you can see there is a whole new row on shock trooper that essentially increases our health and health regeneration. And this right here at the very end increases our recharge time for immunity, which we acquired with the fitness. And this one increases our recharge rate for adrenaline burst. Very nice. All right, I think I'll actually max out my adrenaline burst first over here, and then we'll maybe do this shock trooper bit. All right, very nice. So got a whole bunch of stuff. Let's make sure that our, let's see what their combat scanner is. Let's upgrade their combat scanner. All right. I actually forgot to switch to tungsten rounds for this whole entire fight. That would have been helpful. It kills the, it would kill the drones a lot more quickly, but it's all right. We're definitely leveled up enough for it. All right, back to the Normandy. All right, now if we look at our journal, let's see. We are going to pop by the Citadel just to finish off that quest with the soldier who used to work with Shepard's mother, direct him to the Veteran Affairs office to handle his PTSD. And we'll take that opportunity to also check in with Conrad Werner as well. And then we'll also finish off. Then we'll finish off with this Cerberus mission. You recall that Kahoku gave us this emergency transmission, where he found out what exactly Cerberus had been doing and why they had killed off his team with that trap. So let's go and do that. I guess we'll do the Cerberus one first. This is Yangtze Voyager Cluster. Alright, and for this one you gotta go to 3 different facilities. So I'll meet you on the other side of the first one. Alrighty, so there are 3 research stations. It doesn't matter which order you visit them. Each one's going to showcase something inside that we're going to learn a little bit more about what Cerberus is doing. Here's the first one. They all are going to have this layout where there's something stuck in the middle and then enemies around the side, so you just want to go around and take care of the enemies before you open up the middle. Alright, that takes care of them. So then we open up the shield. And it's a Urdnot. Alright, that's one. There are items you could probably get here.
Looks like Cerberus has other bases on this world, Shepard.
Things you can open up, but I'm not going to spend time looking for those, so let's just head back out. Oh, maybe over here. Here we go. Why not? Alrighty, so that's the southern one. Take this one on the east. Meet you back at that spot. Alright, here we are at the second one. Same thing. Just loop around the sides. Take out what's in the middle. Oh, biotic.
I gotta be more careful.
Alright. Let's take out the middle.
I wonder what Cerberus horrors we'll find at the next base.
It says Thorian creepers. We actually don't know what Thorian creepers are yet, but we'll find out when we hit the Pharaohs. Go ahead and grab some of these, since they just happen to be here. I think we might have gotten some stuff that maybe Liara and Tally can use. Let's see. These are both better. So we'll switch that up. How about you, Tally? Nope. Okay, so Kahoku was not in the first or the second research station, so I guess that means we'll find him in the third. Alright. And that's going to be way up over here. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, here we are at the third.
To make, Shepard. We owe Kahoku that much.
Alright, so unfortunately it looks like Kahoku is taken out here.
Oh, goddess. It's Admiral Kahoku. Cerberus must have tracked him down.
And you can see that completing that part of the mission opens up one more part where we can destroy the main Cerberus facility, going to the Columbia system in Voyager. R.I.P. Kahoku. Thankfully, that should just be next door. No? Oh, there it is. Thankfully here we only got one base to take care of, and that's right over here. So I'll see you on the other side of that. Alright, we're at the base. There's still someone outside, but it doesn't matter. Let's go see what Cerberus is up to. Alrighty. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, you just gotta go up to the terminal. Alright, so we got a bunch of files here, though. Alright, well... you don't really learn too much about what's going on here, but you will find out more in the second Mass Effect. Essentially, the Cerberus is experimenting with different alien creatures as shock troops. So Rachni soldiers, those Thorian creepers, and Kahoku. Kahoku's team unfortunately became one of their tests as a group that fell upon a Thrasher Ball attack. So yeah, it's pretty sad stuff. I just realized there was actually one more mission that I forgot about. We met on the Citadel a crime lord named Helena Blake, and she had a few people for us to take out, so we can take a look at that as well at some point. But yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here. Alright, so we're back in the Normandy, and actually in the interest of time, I think I'm going to finish the episode right here. So we completed quite a few side quests here following our adventure in Noveria. We kicked off checking in with Garrus, Tali, and Wrex to find a bit more about what's on their minds, and through that we got some personal side quests for Garrus and Wrex, which we took care of. We tracked down Dr. Saleon for Garrus, a guy who escaped his clutches back when he was a CSEC officer on the Citadel. And for Wrex, we acquired his old family armor that he promised his grandfather that he would get, and we got it from this Turian smuggler who hoards these kind of things. After that, we focused on some additional side quests. So there was a VI that went rogue on Luna in our own system, and at Admiral Hackett's request, we went and took that down, and as a result of that, completing that mission, we acquired our specialization, which allowed us to gain a new talent that increases our health and health regeneration, and more importantly, get abilities that allow our immunity and adrenaline talents to recharge more quickly. And then we finished off with the Admiral Kahoku site story arc, where we found out what Cerberus was doing with their research, culminating in a final attack on their central research facility. And we'll learn a little bit more about what you'll get to see a little bit more about that in Mass Effect 2. So that's a wrap for our 7th episode. We didn't quite make it through our laundry list, so we'll still need to go and finish that Helena Blake crime lord side quest in our next episode, and then stop by the Citadel to finish off a few more things over there. And then we'll be on to Virmire, our next major mission. Anyhow, my name is Marvin. I sincerely hope that you are enjoying our playthrough of the first Mass Effect in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. If you are, please do leave a like and follow us here at Buddy Up Gaming for more episodes here, Mass Effect and other reviews, guides, and gaming content for families. Anyhow, hope you have a great day. Take care out there.